Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we have a 10 of Wands here. As your first card, first position, the station, this is our subjective experience. This is how we feel about our life right now. This is our sort of, our view of ourselves. I feel like you're somebody who is feeling way overpressured. To me, it feels like you have a lot of weight on your shoulders right now, reaching the point of fatigue, reaching the point of exhaustion. Feels as if there's nobody around you that can help you. Okay? Maybe that's true. Maybe it's not true. Maybe this is like we're taking the groceries out of the car. We're going to carry all the bags ourselves, right? We're going to line them up and down both arms, and we're just going to carry all the groceries in because it's me. I'm doing it. It's my groceries. I want to carry all the weight. It could be that there's a reluctance in you toward asking for help. Right now, I feel like there's a physical fatigue. I feel like you're like literally exhausted from everything that you've been doing. Okay? Maybe we sort of like that feeling. Maybe we like to feel as if I did it myself. I did it the very best that I could. I put in 110% effort. Okay? We need to investigate this card a little bit, because I want to see if there are people around you and you're just kind of not asking for help or not accepting their help, or if maybe there literally is just a lot of weight, a lot of responsibility on you, and what we can do about that, and perhaps why we're enduring this. This is a level 10 effort. This is the type of effort that cannot be sustained indefinitely. Okay, so let's put this into the context that it needs. Here we have a more objective view of things. There is a Queen of Swords. We have a 10 of Cups. Look at that. We have an Ace of Wands. We have a 6 of Cups. We have the 8 of Swords, 2 of Wands, and 9 of Swords, 7 of Swords, and a Queen of Wands. You're putting an ending to something. This is, wow. Yeah, this is big. I feel as if, first thing, gosh, I don't even know where to start. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor, Infinite, and Unknown. We'll set it here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not looking at that card until the end. It will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card could be, put your prediction in the comments down below. Now, as we look around the room, we don't see any major arcana energies at all. Okay? Doesn't mean that Spirit's not here, but what it might be indicating is that you don't feel the presence right now. Now, what we feel is pressure. What we feel is weight on our shoulders. What we feel is like, our back just kind of hunching, or being kind of crushed underneath the weight of this. We may not feel Spirit's hand involved here. Spirit may not be visible on the table. Spirit is the table. Spirit is supporting you in what you're doing. Spirit is supporting you in your decisions right now. Spirit's not going to make them for you. Spirit can lead you to water, but can't make you drink. Okay? Spirit can lead you to a realization, but you have to act on that. Okay? What we see here is fire, 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 fire. some water energies above us and below us, okay? And we see air and air and air and air. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4 of air. 4 fire, 4 air. Feels to me like this situation that you're enduring cannot persist. I feel like you're being taken advantage of. I feel as if you're starting to recognize that. I feel like the path forward is difficult and confusing. There will be a lot of attempts to manipulate you, to convince you otherwise. You have to rise above what's happening now and do the work of the Queen of Swords. Let's talk about the Queen of Swords, card number 2, the battlefield position for you. This is your task or your quest at this time. This is a card of endings. Okay? All of the queens are talking about endings. You have 2 of them. You have 2 queens. Okay? And the queens are talking about how we as individuals, different ways, I guess, in which we can process something ending. Okay? To me, the Queen of Swords feels like it is rising up, trying to get the bird's eye view of something, trying not to feel the feelings. If I put away how I feel, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, and spiritually, if I put aside all those feelings, what are the facts, right? Just the facts, ma'am, is what this card says. And uses those facts to make that kind of a decision on why something, in this case, why something should end. Okay? How we are dealing with an ending so that we can begin something new. Yeah. Looking at the past, I think, to understand how we got here. Because you're in this 10 of Wands position. You're feeling crushed under the weight of this responsibility, whether this is at work, at home, at school, if it's in a personal relationship with a lover or a significant other, a family member. I feel like there might be an older female energy around here somewhere, putting on a lot of pressure. And I think it's unfair. I think that whatever this work is very one-sided. You're doing everything, they're doing next to nothing. Okay? But there's been a reluctance in you to speak up or to end things. Yeah. And it could be that's a form of self-sabotage. We have our 8 of Swords. It could be that we're feeling like I shouldn't rock the boat right now. I need to just keep doing this. I need to endure this. It's for my own good. It's in my best interest. I feel like you've learned to not ask for help because you kind of feel like they wouldn't do anything anyway. Maybe you've tried to ask for help and it doesn't happen. It doesn't ever arrive. Okay? So the Queen is looking at the past, understanding how we got to this level 10 intensity. That something went so extreme here. With the 10 of Wands, very often we're out here laboring under this burden, and we really don't even remember why. We're so far detached with the 10, right? We're so far away from the source, from the ace, that we don't even remember how we got here or why I decided to carry all this burden. We don't remember how or why we got here. What matters now, I think, is that we're here. And how do we put an end to this level 10 type of thing? How do we kind of say, I'm done for the day, right? Or perhaps longer than that. So the quest before you, I think, is to really separate yourself from how you feel, separate yourself from your thoughts and feelings, and just look at it and say, where are you right now? And what is the burden you're carrying? And do you still want to carry it? If it's part of a relationship, if it's a work thing, at school, at home, a domestic situation, a family thing, doesn't matter. Really, in this case, doesn't matter what it is. You don't have any earth cards. To me, it doesn't matter to spirit, to the tarot cards, to the energy here in the reading. It doesn't matter what you're carrying. What matters is that it's too heavy for you to carry for very much longer. It's wearing you down, and you've got to do something about it. So the Queen, while it is a card of endings and how we're processing an ending, we're seeing logically the need for something to end. This particular arrangement, this particular allocation of energy has to end. Doesn't mean that the relationship has to end, doesn't mean you have to quit your job. What it means is the way things have been going, that has to end. The fact that everything gets dumped on you has to end. You've been like literally having back pain, right? I feel like all up and down your back is just sore. We can't persist this way. Maybe this is even like, I don't know, maybe this is you in a physical fitness routine, for instance. And we put all this pressure perhaps on ourselves and say that, I gotta just go hard. I gotta go 110% intensity every single day. And guess what? You're gonna burn out real quick. I think it's already happening. Rather than going level 10, pedal to the metal as hard as we can every single day for like a few weeks and then we burn out, why don't we back this off to like a 6? Right? 6 of Wands is like the perfect harmony. It's the sweet spot. The 6 is the sweet spot. It's not too much, not too little. It's perfect. That can be sustained forever, as long as you want. Okay. What I see now is that you have this intense burden upon you, and you thought that by putting in a level 10 work, you'll get a level 10 reward. But I don't think you're finding all that much pleasure in this. I think what we really want is harmony and beauty. We want a sense of family. We want a sense of togetherness. We at least want some appreciation. We want some help. We want there to be a little bit more balance. Okay? And maybe we're expecting, if I do all the work, I should get all the reward, right? It doesn't work that way. I think for all of your effort, what you're getting is a 9 of Swords. Pain. Sleepless nights, waking up in the middle of the night. Okay? A feeling of despair. This cannot continue going on this way. So we have the Queens, which are considering the ending. This is you justifying the ending. And do what you got to do. Right? Queen of Swords rising above the emotions, trying to get the objective viewpoint. It's an intellectual energy. It's trying not to feel emotional about it. It's trying to look at it and say, factually, objectively, what's going on here? What are the facts, right? And this is because this is our subjective feeling. This is how you feel in your body and your soul. Exhausted, right? Fatigued, broken down, crushed under the weight, the heaviness. This is now, I'm trying to look at it objectively and say, okay, if this were somebody else, let's say, if you were looking at somebody else's life right now, would you tell them, hey, you got to stop. You got to put an end to that. Something's got to change. You can't keep going the way you've been. You can't keep doing that. You can't keep living that way or pushing yourself that hard or, letting everybody kind of pile more and more responsibility onto you. We've got to lighten the load here. What would you tell your best friend had they come to you with these cards, basically? And that's your quest right now, is to be able to look at yourself a little bit more objectively and say, yeah, I feel this way, and I shouldn't have to feel this way all the time. I need something, right? Some kind of recognition, reward, rest, relaxation, recuperation, restoration, a little R&R, right? A little balance maybe. A little reciprocation, a little help, a little, support. Because it should be 2 against the world. But what this card very often says is that what should be and what is are very often different things. Okay? And so we're trying to objectively look at it and come to a justification, a determination, a judgment, a decision that something should end or change, or things can't continue this way. And so, it's kind of like, do what you got to do. Find a way to justify it. Sell it to yourself, find a way to convince yourself that this is what needs to happen. Spirit's saying that you have a connection with storms, rain, thunder, that sort of thing. You like that. You like the, I don't know, maybe that is kind of like, you like the rainy day vibe. Yeah. Now, interestingly, the Queen of Wands that we have here very much loves the Ten of Wands. Doesn't like the Ten of Cups very much at all. The Ten of Cups is antagonistic to the Queen of Wands. Okay, so I believe there is part of you that feels like, that feels like I need to keep going. I need to stay busy. I need to have, I need to fill my hours with as much activity as I can. See, it's kind of like, there's 10 wands here. It means it's kind of like it's filled to capacity. It means every hour of our day is loaded up with things to do. There's no shortage of chores, But something can't continue this way. What we really need is the Six of Cups. Underneath the surface here is that Ten of Cups, the satiety, the fulfillment. Okay. I feel like this is something inside of your soul that says this is what we want. This is what we really need. We need some kind of contentment. We need at least moments in life where it feels like everything is okay, everything feels good, moments of, I think, fulfillment where our cups are being replenished, we're being restored. This is position 3. It's the position of your soul. It's whispering from inside of you. It's something that we need to really honor, and I think that it's really saying that, like, we've burned up all of our fuel. We've burned up all of our reserves. We have to restore some of this. Okay? And it may be that we need a sabbatical here. We need a kind of an indefinite break. Or we need to put an end to what this situation is because it is draining you. Okay? It's draining you spiritually, psychically, and physically too. The Ten of Cups is what we really desire. This is kind of like the perfect life. In a perfect world, there'd be balance, there'd be reciprocation, there'd be support, there'd be help. I would put in work, but not too much. You do hard work, and then you get replenished, you get restored. You have a good night's sleep, you eat some good food, you hang out with your friends, you have other things to do, other practices, and you have a life that is sort of well-balanced, where there's a lot of, everything's interconnected, everything supports each other, right? It's kind of the perfect picture. I think this is what we want. What we get instead is, here's a whole pile of stuff for you to do, and good luck, see you later. Yeah. I think we need to honor this in our life, and we need to believe this is kind of like our ideal life. This is the picture of how I want my life to feel. And it's kind of saying, like, these are all the desires that I have in life. And it's the desire for contentment, for peace, for saying, I like the way things are going. I'm happy with this arrangement. I'm happy with the dynamics. I'm happy with the structure. I'm happy with the interconnectedness of everything. And I feel content. We're busy, hard at work, a lot of striving, but we're all working together. We're all in this together. I feel like my life is good. I feel satisfied with life. Satisfied that the work I do means something. Satisfied that I have the support that I need, that I don't just have to kind of work myself to the bone for what? For nothing, right? And so there is this part of you that kind of wants to slow down, wants to have a little bit more easiness, a little bit more peace in life. Kind of an inner peace or an inner contentment. Yeah, an inner contentment. So that Queen of Swords is trying to get that bird's eye view and say, I'm putting in this level 10 effort, but I don't feel like I'm getting this. So something needs to end. Perhaps this is, we're rearranging our life. Okay? And I think this is big. I think this is gonna be really an important decision that you make. Both of the queens are talking about endings. This is you strongly considering the reality of your situation and what needs to change, what needs to end. The Ace of Wands is in the background. This might have been the vision that you had, position 4, the dwarf. It's something that's still influencing you. I think it's kind of like this was the ideal, this was the vision of the future that you had. Okay, because again, you started somewhere. We may not remember exactly where we started or how we got here or what our source was. See, we have the Ace and the 10, right? So when we're out here with the 10 of Wands, we may stop and say, how did I get here? Why am I carrying all this burden? I don't remember. I think that you are looking back and you're seeing when this thing began, and maybe when it began it was a lot better. Maybe when it began you had high hopes. You said, this is going to be great. This is going to be perfect. This is where it's all going to work out. We're going to work hard. We're going to be successful. This is going to be a great job, a great business, a great relationship, a great path. And we had a real, like a real optimistic, maybe even an idealized, vision of this utopia where we're going to create this amazing life together, or this career, this job is going to be great. This business we're building, everything's going to work out. Everybody's going to cooperate. Okay. I feel like when we first begin, we're very, very hopeful. And I think that this is getting further and further away, this unity, for one thing, or this vision that we had. It's getting further and further away where it's like now, it's like I don't even recognize where we are now. It's so much different than what I thought it would be. Maybe it's more work than I thought it would be. Well, yeah. It's harder than I thought it would be, yeah. But you also thought that there would be other things there to support you. And I feel like with our 9 of Swords in the environment, you're not getting the support. The 6 of Cups up top is kind of our motivation. It's the Giant. It's really kind of, showing you the quality that we need. I think you're somebody that you function best when you are in a harmonious, beautiful, kind of supportive team. This is a family. This is a family. This is where we're supporting each other. This is the ideal. This is like the perfect day. This is the perfect situation, okay? And I think that you function more effectively when you're valued. Not just compensated for what you do. You put in hours, you get the paycheck. No, but you want to feel like you're part of something. You want to feel like you're loved and supported for who you are. This is that flow state. Again, this is like I'm enjoying my life because I'm putting in the right amount of effort, not too much, not too little. It's something that I can keep doing over and over and over again. This is perfect. When it's a 6 of anything, 6 of Swords, Wands, Pentacles, 6 of Cups. This is, if it stays in this perfect state, I can do this for 100 years. I like it. I love it. It's working perfectly, right? Well, very often it falls into dysfunction. We can't maintain a 6 permanently. It starts to go back to a 5. It starts to go a little bit too far forward into a 7. That's when we say, okay, something's got to change. I gotta sort of back off a little bit. I got to bring the harmony back. And we keep going. When we get to a 10, it's like, whoa, we let this thing get way out of hand. It's like you mow your lawn every few weeks. It grows a little bit, but not too much. We're not cutting it too short. We're not mowing it too often. And so we kind of get into a good flow. Yeah, every couple weeks, it's just perfect. We just do it like this forever. But then we sort of let it get too long, right? And then it's like now the grass is like 3 feet high. And it's like, oh boy, that's going to be bad. That's going to ruin the lawnmower. It's going to take just 10 times the effort to get it all mowed. I remember being a kid mowing my parents' lawn, Some days, some weeks, yeah, it'd get really tall. And it's so much harder to mow when it's that tall, So I feel this is what you're trying to advocate for right now. This is what you want in your life. You want this feeling of harmony and resonance. I feel like we're all in it together. I feel like we're supporting each other. Okay? And maybe you could be more willing to endure a 10 of Wands kind of workload if you had a little bit more support. Not even physical support. It's not even like can somebody please come and take half my work? No, it's just if I had a little bit of love here, if I had a little bit of like appreciation, gratitude, if I felt like I was part of the team, if I felt like I belonged, if I felt like I was loved and supported, I would have no problem, doing this level 10 effort. It's not about the work being too much for you. It's about the fact that it really is spiritually draining for you. And one of those reasons is that you're not getting the moral support or the affection or the love. You're not drawing any pleasure from the work you're doing. That could be the primary factor here too. Maybe we started something, we said, yeah, okay, you know what, it's going to be a lot of work, but I got high hopes that this is going to be perfect. This is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a perfect life. It's going to be my dream job, right? We get to our dream job and turns out to be just a lot of work, very little reward, right? And it may be that we're not drawing any pleasure from what we're doing. Because at least if we're putting in a level 10 effort, I at least want to enjoy it a little bit. I want to find some way to enjoy it. I think level 10 is too much. It's maximum intensity, and that's good once in a while, but not every day. Maximum intensity is going to really burn you out very, very quickly. So I feel like the workload needs to be backed off a little bit, but you need to be very honest with yourself. See, we've taken the mask off. We're being very honest with ourselves, and we're asking, am I enjoying what I'm doing? Do I like being here? If I don't, it doesn't matter if I back the 10 of Wands down to a 7 or a 6 or not. Okay, if I don't like it, I don't like it. If I'm miserable here, I'm miserable here. No amount of changes are going to help that. Okay, so we can end things because of that. But if I say, yeah, you know what, if it was maybe a level 6 effort instead of level 10, I think I would have more pleasure in what I'm doing. I would enjoy my life more. I would enjoy the job more, or the career, or the relationship, or whatever the work is. So it really comes down to this 6 of Cups. Is this here or not? Do we feel like we're loved? Do we feel like we're supported and appreciated? If we can back the work off a little bit, or someone can help to kind of carry some of the load, would we be happier? Would we feel the pleasure? Would we enjoy it? Or is this just, no, it's too far, it's too much, it's too little, too late maybe. It doesn't matter what happens, I don't like it here, I'm out. You need to have that objective answer. You need to be able to look at yourself with honesty and say, how do I really feel here? And is this living up to my expectations? Was I misled? Is this not at all what I thought it was going to be? Was I maybe hoping for too much? Were my expectations too high? It's okay if they were. We have to ask ourselves that. Maybe I was expecting this to be just bliss, and it's not. Okay. Either I endure, I adapt, and I figure out what things can change for me to have a better feeling about it, or I just say, hey, I thought it was going to be different. I'm out of here. You have the choice, and you have to, 2 of Wands, you have to make that choice. Okay, you get to decide. No one's going to decide for you. However, with the 8 of Swords in the future position, be ready for opposition. Be ready for your own mind to say, no, I should just stay and endure it. I need to just keep going. I don't need to change anything. And it's kind of self-sabotage coming out. We're kind of overthinking it a little bit. I feel like this is also resistance coming from other people. I feel like this is somebody that's trying to sort of, trying to like intellectually manipulate you, trying to reason with you and convince you. It's like a debate. Someone's trying to debate with you and convince you that you're wrong here. Well, you're not. If this comes down to this fire and water energy, you're not wrong. It's not an intellectual debate. There's no way to prove or disprove this. It's how you feel. You're worn out. You're on the verge of collapse. You're not enjoying yourself. This wasn't what you thought it was. It's not feeling right. You don't feel accepted. You don't feel loved or appreciated. This is someone that's trying to convince you that you're wrong about that, but that doesn't make sense, okay? But be ready for that. I'm not saying that's how you feel, But I think there is someone in your life that is going to try to convince you to keep things exactly how they are. But that's what we know can happen, right? So be ready for this. Now we're going to talk about the path of the serpent, and as we do this, I would like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed, please do. Now, your general energy is the Two of Wands. This is sometimes our persona. This is the objective view of things. This is the way the rest of us might see you. This is, in this case, it could be the way you fear other people will see you. This is kind of a domineering card. This is somebody that's like, oh, here they go, they're complaining again, having another problem again, right? Always kind of bitching about something, yeah, pardon my language. This is a family show. This is the way we might fear rocking the boat. I don't want to say anything. I don't want to stand up for myself because people are going to think I'm just like starting drama. People are going to think that I'm just being a complainer, I'm being aggressive, or I think I'm special or something, right? Well, you are special. And you have a right to advocate for yourself and speak up for yourself in this situation. And I don't think this is domineering in any way, but I feel like we need to project a little bit of this energy that just says, I'm going to say no. When something is too much for me, I need to speak up, I need to say no. This is about you taking control of your life, taking your power. Okay? This is about you asserting your sovereignty and your agency here, even when there's opposition. Because obviously the work you're doing is benefiting somebody, right? The fact that you're carrying all this weight, this whole 10 of Wands on your shoulders, somebody's benefiting from it. It doesn't appear to be you. And that's where we need to put a stop to it. This is a card that says no. It's a big red X. It says no. I'm blocking this from continuing. Maybe this is a romantic relationship. Maybe this is a domestic situation. Maybe it has something to do with your family, or I'm getting kind of this, almost getting like a mother-in-law energy in your life, yeah? And who's the one with the tooth problem? Is that you, or is that this older female? Yeah. Anyway, Two of Wands, general energy. I think this is what we need. We need to at least put a stop to things. We need to kind of say, wait a minute, no, big red X, stop, so I can at least get this objective view of things. And if that means, well, I'm going to set this down. I need to go into the bathroom and collect myself, to stand in front of the mirror, put some cold water on my face and collect my thoughts. Or I need to go home, I need to take the weekend, I need to take the rest of the day off because I don't know that I'm going to continue this. Okay. I feel like this might be your last day here in this situation. If that is what feels appropriate to you, you have to trust your instincts here. In the environment, you have a 9 of Swords. This is literally the card of cruelty. In your environment, in your relationships, pain, suffering, cruelty, depression, unhappiness. It's a 9 of Swords. It's not a 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups is happiness. 9 of Swords is unhappiness. It is miserable. I don't mind doing hard work. You're someone that likes hard work. I mean, you got power and energy in you. You like busting your butt and doing a good job. But this is miserable. This is painful to your soul. Okay? This is us, I think, waking up to that realization that there are people in your life that are benefiting from your suffering. I think we're putting an end to it. We're saying no more. Whether this is a relationship that feels now like it's someone's taking advantage of you, your sort of goodwill, your hardworking energy, if this is something happening at work, we're speaking up. I think this feels like this is the last time you're going to be feeling this way. Because you're putting a stop to it, you're doing what you need to do, so what's within your rights in the responsible way, of course. But this is not something anybody should have to endure. right? This is, to me, it feels like this is just, it's not suffering for the sake of something noble or something spiritual or something higher. There's some higher purpose here, and I'm willing to suffer for it. This is just cruel. Okay. And the next card, of course, is our Seven of... This reading's starting to get to me. I don't like seeing this. This is not an easy thing. The Seven of Swords is in the position number 9, the specter, the fear, worry, and concern. And this is kind of like when I make a decision and I go on this, the central sword, that Ace of Swords right there, I make a decision and I try to go forward, that I'm being blocked. It's like I'm trying to go outside my front door and there are these sentries there with spears saying, no, who goes there, right? So it feels like, in a way, it feels like we're being held captive by our own mind in a way, because we feel that like, I can't do anything, I can't change, I can't leave, I can't move, I can't say anything, I can't change anything, I can't. And that's this inner critic, that's this inner dialogue that's talking ourselves out of doing this. I can't. Well, yeah, why? I need the money. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's legitimate. But you still can. And it's kind of like, yeah, maybe if we leave this situation, then I'm going to be alone, or I'm going to be without work, or I'm going to rock the boat at work. I'm going to be singled out. I'm going to be ostracized. I'm going to be kind of I'm going to be the troublemaker, right? Or the one who's kind of stirring up drama or whatever, right? So yeah, there will be consequences, but what's the alternative? Because the situation as it stands right now, a 10 of Wands and a 9 of Swords, cannot endure. Just cannot endure. These two cards in the Dove and Serpent spread are very connected. This is what we wanted, this is what we got. These two cards in the Dove and Serpent spread are very connected. This is what we need. This is us kind of, telling ourselves, I can't. This is saying, I can get this. But then there's something in us that says, no, I can't. I need to keep doing what I'm doing. There are too many reasons not to go after something better. But I love what we have at the end. To me, this feels like the saving grace of the reading. The Queen of Wands. Remember, all the queens are processing something ending, right? The Queen of Cups, when something is ending, takes it really hard, really slowly, feels everything so deeply. The ending happens slowly with the Queen of Cups. It's like a Band-Aid slowly being peeled away. Queen of Cups feels everything. It's very slow. It's a very long, drawn-out process. Queen of Wands, on the other hand, see you later. I'm out. Done. See ya. What's next? Give me something good. Abrupt. Can cut off, can end the past quickly. Severs the connection. Has that fire. Doesn't want to linger in the feelings. Doesn't like feelings, remember? The Ten of Cups is antagonistic to this. So the overwhelming feeling, maybe that's what the Ten of Cups is here. Kind of these overwhelming feelings that it's just, if I sit here and think about it too long, I'm just going to break down crying and I won't be able to stop. Maybe this is like maybe the Ten of Cups, right? The fullness is kind of saying like, I've had it up to here. And I just need to cut it off right away. I don't want to sit here and feel it and have that conversation, because I'll just break down crying, and then I'll probably end up being convinced to stay anyway. So maybe the best bet for you, the destiny, the way forward, the way through this, the way to process the ending, is as quickly and cleanly as possible. Break it right off, cut it off clean, so that you are not mentally or emotionally reeled back in to something. Okay, it could be that the Queen of Wands is saying, look, I've shed enough tears for this thing. I've given this thing enough of my energy. I just want to be done so I can move on to what's next, and I can get whatever's coming next. It's going to be better than this. Okay? Let's look at the mystery card. Position 11, the guide. This is very often the voice of the silence within your soul. It is the message from spirit. It is sometimes a character quality that you need to develop in order to move forward. I wonder if this is going to be a very abrupt change, a tower energy, maybe a death card, probably not the death card. I think tower. Right? I'm thinking tower. I'm thinking maybe the Two of Swords. Kind of that decision, right? Follow your instinct, kind of make the decision, pair of scissors, right? Cutting the cord. I feel like it could be the Wheel of Fortune. It could be an ace of something. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is virtue. The 3 of Wands is knowing your value. Knowing what your moral compass is telling you. It's kind of like saying, if I stay here, I can't live with myself. Okay? As difficult as it might be to go forward, to separate yourself from this and go forward into the unknown, you cannot see yourself staying here. Your virtue is giving you the answer. Trusting your instinct, trusting your moral compass. Acting in that kind of virtuous way. For yourself, yeah. So fire energy here seems to be, this is us kind of valuing ourselves, recognizing our own worth, our self-worth and our value. And saying, this is not something I can put up with. Okay? And even if there's the person's going to try to convince you to stay, give you all these reasons why you're making a mistake if you leave, but you say, it doesn't matter what you say. Fact is, there's something inside of me that's saying, I can't stay here. Doesn't matter what they say. I think this is a good card. This is a strong confirmation that you're doing what is right for you. Regardless of what anybody else tells you, oh, you're making a mistake, oh, how could you do this to me? You're doing what is right for you, and that is what matters. You're doing the right thing. By ending this, and I know they're going to say, well, just give it 2 more weeks. Give me another chance. Give me a second chance, or a third chance, or a 10th chance. No. This is you following that gut feeling, following that instinct, following your virtue, your moral compass. Yeah. I feel like this is the last time that you're gonna go through this. I feel like something's kind of ending, right now. Yeah. We're gonna do an extended reading as well. We'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner there, and there's a link in the video description for you as well. New readings for Aquarius Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're doing, and let me know where in the world you are watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important thing about this channel. I thank you. I love you. We're all in this together.